Hey everybody, today I'm showing you how to create Halloween decoration with the Staedtler Lumocolor Chalk Markers. This video is sponsored by Staedtler and I'm showing you different surfaces and different ideas for these chalk markers. The first one is to use an empty picture frame and then to draw directly on the glass. In this case, this was kind of plexiglass, very plasticky glass. This was the hardest surface to draw on from the ones that I did in this video. It worked well, but the others that are coming up worked even better. You can see here that I had still the backing of the picture frame in there, and that's just so I would have a surface behind the glass, because I tried to do it without it and you would see through the texture of the wood of the desk and it was really hard to see the design. So just know that the brown that you can see in the background right now, this is gonna be removed in the end product, so it is going to be see-through, and that is the idea here. So stay tuned to see what that looks like in the end. Right now you can see that I am drawing these rather simple designs. You could simplify them even more, but I try to keep them as simple as possible so you can follow along with these markers and create your own Halloween decoration with them. And this is ideal for kind of more temporary decoration because these markers can easily be wiped off with a wet tissue from every smooth surface. So something like glass, a chalkboard, or anything else that's smooth, like a glass jar or a glass door, a window, stuff like that. You could decorate all those things. I was considering drawing these on a window because it would have been so suitable for Halloween decor, and I do fully recommend doing that. But it was much too hard to film me drawing on a window, so I kind of settled on doing it like this. But you can do all of these doodles on your windows, on your glass doors, anything that you have in your apartment that might be a smooth surface, maybe even tiles. I don't know, I didn't test that, but this could be a really fun idea, especially if you're planning to do a Halloween party or if you just want to celebrate and get into the spirit of it. I know that I really cannot wait for fall to finally come. It's almost the end of September already, and it's still so summery out and I just can't wait. Anytime we have a more rainy, overcast day, I get so excited. I'm absolutely in the fall spirit right now and so looking forward to it, honestly. And so I really wanted to do something Halloween inspired, and I might do even more things like that. I already started to also draw Halloweeny stuff in my sketchbook, so you're gonna see more of that. And in this video, again, I tried to keep everything a little bit more simple so you could recreate it for decoration. And the idea here was also to not do something that is so intricate that you would feel sad if you had to wipe it off afterwards. The idea here is to have this for a period of time, and then when Christmas comes around, for example, you can just wipe this off and draw something that's Christmas related on it. And I think that is such a cool idea to decorate your space with something like that, because first of all, it's customized and personal and you can make it whatever you want to. But also it is pretty resourceful because you don't have to store so much seasonal decoration. You can just change up the decoration that you have and you can have this vibe of the specific season without having to buy a bunch of stuff. I mean, you can, of course, also buy seasonal decoration and combine it with this, and you would have even more. But this is something that does not have to get dusty in a basement replacement for most of the year. You can just wipe it off and draw something else on it. And that kind of takes off the pressure of creating a perfect art piece as well. So you can just doodle around and have fun. And if you don't like any of these things that you've created, just wipe them off and start again. I tested this on a different picture frame and was not really happy with the result. So I just wiped it off and started again on this one. And I was so much happier with the result of this one. So the stakes are really not that high with that one. You can see that I have a bunch of different Halloween doodles on here. I wanted to go all in and have different ideas, and this is what it looks like without the backing of the picture frame, and this is what it looks like on my shelf now used as a decoration. For the next one, you can see that I got a chalkboard that barely fits my screen, and I kind of seasoned it at first. I didn't have regular chalk, but it wasn't a problem because I just used the white pen for this. I just doodled on it, and you can see that I used a tissue to just wipe that around, and then I put a little bit of water on the tissue and wiped even more until I had a little bit of a chalkboard look, because personally I just prefer the look of that. And then I did a little bit of lettering. I'm starting to get a little bit more confident with doing lettering. I used to be really scared of doing that, but you can see here that I just wrote the words and then I added some thickness and some serifs to the letters, and I wrote "It's spooky season" on this one. The "it's" is coming later. I just started with the spooky season, and you can see how well the markers work on chalkboard. They really look like chalk markers. I don't know what I was expecting, but it was so satisfying. Especially the white one on the black chalkboard gave the biggest contrast, obviously, and I just had a lot of fun with that one. I think the experience of creating that one was by far the best. So I totally recommend getting a chalkboard as well if you have markers like this. Or I don't know how well chalkboard paint on your walls would work with these. I haven't tested that, but I can imagine that that would be really fun as well to decorate your walls seasonally with stuff like that. And also, by the way, the pink, orange, and green marker of this set are fluorescent under UV light. Unfortunately, I don't have a UV light, so I couldn't take a look at it, but at some point I gotta get one and see what these things look like under the UV light, because I can imagine that it would be really fitting for Halloween. So if you do have one, then this could be really fun Halloween decor. And also, some of you know that I've worked with Staedtler a bunch of times before, but not everybody knows that I actually created a course for them. The course is focused on colored pencils and watercolor pencils. And I kind of explain the differences of the different mediums, and I also give tutorials on each of them. And they start very beginner friendly and then increase in difficulty. So if you're interested in that, the course is completely free. I will link it in the description box below so you can check it out. And let me know what you think about the course. I know that a lot of people have enjoyed it, and a lot of people have also tagged me with their recreations on Instagram. So if you ever do any of my courses, tag me at Visual Mind Art, and make sure that you tag me on the picture or on the reel directly so that I can see it even later, because if it's just a regular mention in the text, then it will get buried in my notifications and I might not be able to see it. And I often go through all of the posts that I got tagged. I do that like every quarter or something, and I go through and then I might react. So if you don't get an instant reaction from me, I might just not have seen it yet, and I might see it just a few months later because I just can't keep up with all of these things at once. I just take my time to look at all of the tags that I had in the past few months. So make sure that you tag me in the way so I can also see it later. Also, if you recreate any of the things in this video or you get inspired to do your own Halloween decor that is inspired by the things that I did here, then feel free to tag me as well. I always love to see all of your creations. You all are so creative, and you often take my ideas and turn it into your own thing, which is the most fun thing to see ever, when you just change around the colors or you add stuff that wasn't in my creations and you kind of make it your own. And it's so fun to see that I can inspire somebody to create their own stuff. So if you have a public Instagram profile, then feel free to tag me in your creations. You can also send me a message with your creations, but it might take even longer for me to respond because, again, it will just get buried in all of the messages. But I do look at your creations, just so you know, and I see most of them, I would say, hopefully. And you can see that I am finished with my lettering for the chalkboard, and I'm adding a bunch of doodles and fun stuff around it. And I'm so happy with how this one turned out. I purposefully only used the white for the text because I wanted the text to be the most prominent thing with the most contrast. And then I did the doodles with a few colors, and I also limited myself to not using every color. I did that for every piece in this video, just so it doesn't go overboard and it's not too much. And here you can see how the chalkboard turned out. This one was so much fun. This is what it looks like as a decoration now. And for the next one, I am using this little bottle that kind of reminded me of a potion bottle, and I just wanted to do some very simple doodles on this to show you that you don't have to use these markers for super intricate designs. I mean, you could, but you can also just do very simple doodles on different kinds of objects. You can also do it on dishes or plant pots or any smooth surface. Just make sure that you test the markers on it first and then let it dry a little bit and then wipe it off with a wet tissue so you can see if it will be fully removed and how well it does on a certain surface. Because I found that some surfaces are a little bit too rough, especially with plant pots. Make sure that they're on the smoother side because that works well with these markers. You can see here I have these simple ghost and pumpkin doodles. If you want to see more fun and creative drawing ideas, then check out this video next.